Hey, everybody, welcome. Oh, geez, that's a little too hot. That's too hot. Sorry, haven't done this in a few days. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. I think that's good. I think that's good. I think that's good. What if I get excited? Is it still good? Well, I got to back it off a little bit. All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome into the High Noon Rant with me, Pugs Moran. Sorry about yesterday. Yes, I took the day off. It's spring break. I got my kid. He's still in the next room. Running out of things to do. So thank you. Thank you for granting us yesterday. Although, what's going on today? There's like, maybe I'm taking them home today. I don't know. Maybe tomorrow. Who knows? But the problem is, aren't we supposed to get thunderstorms today here in North Texas? We do the rant here from North Texas. Comfort Nest Studios, high atop the 1%er compound in beautiful, not so sunny today, downtown Highland Park, Texas. So from where we're doing the show, I keep seeing these weather reports. Like the last couple of days, it was Thursday. We're going to be having tornadoes and massive hail, and the world is going to end. All of this bad stuff. And now that's all seemed to be going away. Like they're like, yeah, we were wrong about that. I'm telling you. I have a number of friends who happen to be weathermen, and I can tell you, that's not a real thing, okay? That's not a real... What it is a dude who looks good on a suit who can convince people that he knows what he's talking about when in actuality, weather guys have no idea. I mean, unless it's like they could tell you that a thunderstorm that is currently hitting Fort Worth is going to hit the mid-cities. That's about all they can predict. They don't... So I don't know what happened with the weather report. What is going on with the weather, too? And I know that is the laziest form of discourse. Let's talk about the weather. But we got some weird shit going on here with the weather. It is currently, hold on, let's see. What is the temperature here? Currently 75 degrees here in Highland Park, Texas, with a humidity rating of 1,000%. Oh, God, it's been so humid the last couple of days. And it's gray and it's crappy. I was originally promised yesterday that I would wake up this morning. If you wake up between 6 and 8 a.m., if I wake up this morning, that I would be greeted by thunderstorms, which I was really looking forward to. And then, of course, I wake up this morning and not so much. And now I don't know if the thunderstorms are coming this afternoon. Look, I'm hoping that they come this afternoon because then I'll be able to keep the kid for another day. I mean, not that I couldn't keep the kid for another day if I truly wanted to, but thunderstorms is a good excuse. It's just like, I like thunderstorms. How are you guys? Again, apologies for yesterday. Took yesterday off. I should probably explain to people what this show is. Here's what we do here. Each and every day we get together and I perform a stream of consciousness rant. What is that? That is just an extemporaneous, free-flowing freight train of thoughts and opinions that are all... Now, there are guardrails here. These free-flowing thoughts and opinions are all corralled within the subject of current events. So everything that's happening today, whatever it is, headline, hot topic, current event, if it starts to trend or whatever it is, I'm going to jump in and I'm going to give you about, I don't know, a minute or two at most of whatever this is. I'll tell you why it's making news. I'll tell you what I think about it, and then we move on. It's easy. That's what it is. This show is designed. We've been doing it every day, as we like to say around here, saying the quiet part out loud since 1919. Saying the quiet part out loud since 2021. We do it every day, Monday through Friday. I try to do a current event show that is non-political and non-divisive. I mean, that is not to say that I am non-divisive, because I am pretty divisive. I have 2 ex-wives. You can ask either one of them. Actually, that's not true. I got a good feeling that if push came to shove, both my ex-wives would be like, he's fine. He's actually kind of a nice guy. He's cool. He just, and then they can get into it, the other things. Trying to get the stream of consciousness cranked up. Trying to get myself rolling. We execute the show in 4 quarters. That's how I like to explain it, like a football game. 4 quarters. First quarter is a segment we call Antecedently on This Day. What is that? Well, it's a fancy way of saying on this day in history. That's an old, tired, hack bit. But Antecedently on This Day is brand new. That's right, rebranded. And we go through all of the events that have helped shape our understanding of this day in history. So, I cherry pick the things that I can rant on for a couple of seconds. Because remember, this is an uninterrupted stream of consciousness. So you gotta shovel coal into that. Antecedently on this day is that coal that fires up the engine that gets us rolling on this stream of consciousness. Quarter 2, birthdays. Self-explanatory. Explanatory. This is the second day in a row, a second show in a row that I've said it that way. Why am I calling it explanatory or explanatory? I don't know, whatever it is. Quarter 2, birthdays. Like I said, that's self-explanatory. I can't say it now. Oh, now I'm in a loop. Now I'm in a yips loop where I can't say that. Moving on. Quarter 3, deads. These are the people who've died on this day. Quarter 3 is where we open up the life resume of these individuals, these notable, quotable celebrities in their own time and right. And we decide, would they go to heaven or hell? We get to stand in judgment. That's fun. That's quarter 3. That's coming up. You guys set your watch now. We're going to get to that in about 20 minutes. And then, of course, quarter 4 is everything else. It's the bulk of the show. It is where the rubber hits the road. It's the meat in the meat and potatoes dish. We're going to run through all the headlines and hot topics and all that good stuff. Also, getting this stuff out of the way, the show runs on your gratuities, your tips, and your condolences. What is wrong with me? Oh, Jesus. Every show is produced by the big tipper, the previous day's show, and today's executive producer. Once again, all of y'all, because you guys got us through the month. I still can't. I'm just in awe of you fucking people. You're awesome. So great. But that also means we didn't get any tips. So there's nobody that's clocking in as we reach halfway through the month. If you are so inclined and you would like to help this kind of show, you can drop something at any point during said stream. All right. Trying to think, is there anything else? Hey, Byron. I need Byron to do me a favor. Is Byron in the chat room? Let me see. I haven't seen him post up yet. Whatever. When Byron gets here, maybe he'll see this. I see Barney here, but Barney isn't Byron. Well, somebody just let Byron know. He'll know what this means. Just let Byron know she's back and becoming a problem again. All right, that's it. If you could pass that on when I see Byron here. I have not seen him in the chat room yet. Come on into the chat room, by the way. It's an open and cool hang for the next couple of hours. Like to say, grab your yoga mat, your beanbag chairs, your folding, my kids playing soccer chair. Those fold up little chairs. Those are cute. Grab those, whatever it takes. Form a soul circle of life. Join hands as we educate ourselves on what today is all about. So let's get started here on the High Noon Rant. Chat room is filling up. We got Chuck. Can I call you Chuckles? Every one of my friends that I've ever known named Chuck, I've called Chuckles. So it's endearment. It means I like you. Chuck is here. We got April here. We got Peter in. Leslie C is here. We've got Al. Who else do we got? Taronda, of course, checking in. We got Al. Okay, that's it. I see all my people showing up. Still no Byron. No Byron. Adam's late. I do get concerned when my people are, All right, let's get started. It's the High Noon Rant for the 14th day of March, year of our Lord, 2024. The 14th day of March is the 73rd day of the year. 73 of these we've ticked off in 2024. How many left? 292. That's how many. 292 days until New Year's Eve. So get your New Year's Eve plans started. Leslie says, let us in on this. We got ASOC, executive producer. It's like my best friend. I still can't spell his name. Every time I try to spell the name Aaron, I do it with 2 R's. I don't know why. It's a glitch. It's a glitch in my head. I know it's AA. I know it's AA, but whenever I try to spell Aaron, it's always with 2 R's. Foolishness. Hi, Frankie. Frankie's here as well. All right, let's get started. Antecedently on this day is the first segment. You know what? Honestly, I'm just, yeah. Aaron Sockwell and his lovely family, they could be the executive producer of this show at any given moment for the first 2.5 years, really. Between my friends, I'm telling you, I don't want to get all maudlin on you, but Jesus Christ, If you have the opportunity to have good friends in this world, I suggest you pursue that opportunity. All right, antecedently on this day, this is where we take a look at all the events that have helped shape our understanding of what this day has represented throughout history. We're looking for rhythms. We're looking for patterns. We're looking for things that happened in 1750, and then, oh my God, they happened again in 1972. That's what this is all about. Antecedently on the American Revolutionary War. Spanish forces capture Fort Charlotte in Mobile, Alabama. That's the last British frontier post capable of threatening New Orleans. Sorry, I was distracted because my computer just went into airplane mode. It just decided to go into airplane mode. All right, what's interesting about this in 1780 is I think that if you asked people, like a random dude on the street, if you said, hey, during the revolution, what European countries stepped up and had our back? Well, I think most people would struggle. I don't think our public school education system has really given the credit to the other countries that made our revolution possible. It's almost like we want that myth that it was just a bunch of farmers with pitchforks who rose up and took down the most powerful army and nation of its time. That wasn't the case, though. England had a lot of enemies. England had a lot of people that didn't like that England was, just doing what England wanted anywhere. Most notably the French. French weren't big fans, and neither were the Spanish. And I don't think the Spanish get credit for that, but the Spanish were very involved in the Revolutionary War. Antecedently on this day in 1794, Eli Whitney is granted a patent for the cotton gin. The cotton gin. I don't know what that cotton gin did, but here's how I go through life recognizing that Eli Whitney's innovation, his invention of the cotton gin, I recognize that is something historic. I don't know why, but I do recognize that other people who are way smarter than me have gone, this is really important, and here's why. And that's when I tune out and go, yeah, nah, I don't really care. But I'm telling you this, if it's the cotton gin that makes those perfectly formed little cotton balls that we get in the bag, I am all for it. So in my head, that's what that is. The cotton gin just farts out those little balls. Boop, boop, boop. Probably not, but it's what I like to think. Antecedently on this day, year of our Lord, 1961, a United States Air Force B-52 bomber crashes near Yuba City, California, whilst, who's this fancy writer? Whilst carrying nuclear weapons. Yeah, this is kind of a weird story in American history where we almost blew up California. A bomb, I don't like, did they not go off? Did they not work? Because that's a big thing about all of our bombs during the Cold War. We're not really sure that they were all going to work, I mean, just see what happened with SpaceX today. We still don't have, launching shit into the air. Well, I guess that would be just intercontinental ballistic missiles that we weren't sure worked. Well, you know where this comes from? This comes from because after the fall of the Soviet Union, they went in and they looked at all of the Russian, missile sites and all of this stuff. And they determined that a good 80% plus were going to fail upon launch. So here, my childhood shaped by the fear that these missiles could hit us anywhere with supreme accuracy, just falling out of the sky with only 20 minutes notice. Hey, 20 minutes from now, you're all going to be vaporized. That was my childhood. Turns out that was all bullshit. Turns out that wasn't going to work. Like the ones that would launch, they weren't calibrated right. They would have just fallen into the ocean. So whatever. So anyway, on this day in 1961, a United States bomber crashed in Yuba City, California. It was stocked with nuclear weapons and they didn't go off. Thank God. Otherwise, I imagine on this day, Yuba City would have been very famous. Like we'd all know Yuba City right now. No clue. No clue where Yuba City is. You know why? Because the bombs didn't go off. Antecedently on this day in 1964, Jack Ruby is convicted of killing Lee Harvey Oswald, the assumed assassin of John F. Kennedy. Assumed, how generous. Antecedently on this day in 1982, the South African government bombs the headquarters of the African National Congress, where? In London. Let that sink in. This was 1982. This is like imagine this happens today. It's like, the UN Security Council's gathering. We're all going to war. Again, I'm going to put it in layman's terms. The government of South Africa blew up a building on a London street. The government, not terrorists from South Africa. The actual government hatched a plan and said, let's blow some shit up in London. And like what, the Brits did nothing? I don't know, who was that, Thatcher in 82? Nobody was killed. Nobody was killed in the South African government who totally copped to it. They're like, yeah, we did it, but we did it. We knew nobody would get hurt. It's just building damage. We'll pay for that. It's still incredibly brazen from one government to another. That's an act of war. And South Africa was like, they probably won't do nothing. That is an act of war. I mean, imagine if like, I don't know, North Korea decided to blow up the South Korean embassy in Cleveland. I don't even know if there is one in Cleveland, but imagine that. North Korea strikes Cleveland. That's an act of war. And this happened on this day in 1982. All right, that's going to do it for Antecedently on this day. Now let's celebrate some birthdays. These are people who say it's their birthday. They say. A lot of people. I used to have a friend. He was funny. Any opportunity he had to claim his birthday, he would. Like, wasn't even his birthday. Like, I've seen people wish him a happy birthday in the summer. I've seen the same thing in the winter, in the fall, in the spring. It was like his bit. Oh, today's my birthday too. Oh, happy birthday. Hey, it's his birthday. And we'd all just go with it. Why not? It was his bit. He liked it. But these are people who claim today is their birthday. And we got some big ones. We really do. We're going to have some fun with the birthdays today. Claiming today is his birthday, Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein is a dude that has really survived well the lens of history. Almost everything about Albert Einstein is, and what he's a mathematician. So everything about Albert Einstein is just like cute and cuddly stuff. He's so cute. He's so cuddly. He wore the same outfits. Look at him. He looks wacky. He looks like a child's teddy bear. That's and that's kind of the appeal, I guess. But, one of the things that I find most interesting about Albert Einstein that only a couple of people, historians, have made note of, and it's been documented, Albert Einstein made his living after retiring from Princeton. I think he was living in New Jersey. He made his living by doing speaking engagements, and he was one of the most priciest speakers on the lecture circuit, and for good reason. He's Albert freaking Einstein. But for some reason, Albert Einstein had a policy that he would speak to all girls' schools absolutely free. He had no problem with that. He would have no problem speaking to a bunch of girls in little Catholic school uniforms look, for all the good that we hear about Albert Einstein, isn't that curious? Isn't that a little curious? What's going on there? Let's delve deeper. He wanted to encourage young female minds. I mean, if you could probably get away with it by going, I just want to encourage young minds, so I don't charge at schools. But he did. He charged at boys' schools, just not girls' schools. Maybe there's nothing nasty there. Maybe it's just my lens of 2024, where everybody who does anything or shows any kind of appreciation for children in any regard is somehow politically branded a pedophile. Maybe that's my lens that I'm looking at it through. Maybe he really did want to encourage young females who didn't have opportunities back then. Nah, it's more fun. It's more fun to think of him as an old perv. Happy birthday, Albert Einstein. Born on this day in 1933, Michael Caine. Michael Caine's an actor. He's been in everything. I don't understand. Michael Caine's, is he still alive? I guess he's still alive. Michael Caine has done so much that, can you name one? Like, what's the standout Michael Caine role? I have no idea. Anyway, happy birthday, Michael Caine. You're fine. I saw you were trending. People were celebrating you. That should feel nice. Sure he saw that and went, oh. Also born on this day in 1933, these would be umbilical cousins. How about Q? How about Quincy Jones? Born on this day in 1933. That's one of them dudes. Quincy Jones, one of them dudes. He is fascinating, man. He has done everything. He has done he has executive produced albums from where we go? Well, Sinatra, all the way through like Michael Jackson, Lionel Richie, Janet Jackson, all that stuff in the not Janet left him and then went to Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. But you know my point. fact is, he was prolific as hell. There's a great documentary on Netflix called Q. I suggest you watch it. It's the Quincy Jones story. And we all love his daughter. We love Rashida Jones. We love who doesn't love Karen from was she Karen she was Karen in The Office, and she was Ann in Parks and Recreation. She is the daughter of Quincy Jones and Mod Squad star and Twin Peaks star Peggy Lipton. Born on this day in 1938, Jan Crouch. Holy fudge, this broad. We used to watch this girl when I was in college. She'd come on late at night. You know who she is. She's the Trinity Broadcasting Jesus lady. And we used to just sit and watch her and just be like, how is she a thing? Like how did she build a religious, actually, maybe it was her husband, but actually, here you guys, look at it. This is her. We'll show her to you. Because, I got to just show you these pictures because this is just unbelievable to me. I begrudge no man his faith, but I am sorry. I am sorry. You've got to be able to judge the individuals in front of you. So this is what the woman preaching salvation and how to live your life and how to be a good Christian. This is what she looked like. My God, folks. Who were these people that were watching her late at night going, you know what? She's got it all figured out. Okay. This woman was insane. There's a problem with a lot of religious leaders, especially of the Christian American faith. They're all just so bizarre. Whether it's Kemi Faye in her makeup or this chick with her, all right, she looks kind of normal there. Kind of normal. When did she go nuts? Look at that. Look at that wig. I mean, she's trying to, oh God. Such a weirdo. Took a lot of money from a lot of very gullible people. There she is. Happy birthday. Weird ass Jan Crouch. Trinity here in Dallas, Trinity Broadcasting. She built an empire. And I believe it's the empire that after she died was swallowed up by the Blaze people. I believe most of the stuff that used to run the Trinity Broadcast Network has now been acquired by the Blaze, Glenn Beck's group. Born on this day in 1941, Wolfgang Peterson. Wolfgang Peterson, filmmaker, director. Now, you know how I like to get a little bit fanboyish with my directors. And Wolfgang Peterson is certainly an accomplished and well-regarded filmmaker. He just never, for some, he doesn't weigh that high in my mind. Although I know with other people are like, no, Wolfgang Peterson was the master of his era. So let's just run through a couple of his movies, because I'm not going to do a draft, because honestly, I'm not as familiar and I don't feel comfortable judging this shit, but there are a couple that stand out. Wolfgang Peterson, 1981, Das Boot. Das Boot was a huge film in the 80s. German language, very compelling. Das Boot. He did that. He did The Never-Ending Story, which that was from 1984. I didn't see that, but I think that film is kind of enduring and become a bit of a cult. Enemy Mine. Now, that's a good one. I like Enemy Mine. Okay. In the Line of Fire, 93. Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood played one of JFK's Secret Service guys who allowed the bullet to hit him. He never got over it, right? And that would In the Line of Fire, I think. Wolfgang Peterson. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, it is. Outbreak. Dude did Outbreak. Outbreak was good. Dude did Air Force One. Air Force One was cool. Harrison Ford. Dude did The Perfect Storm. And it looks like most recently he did Troy and Poseidon. So there you go. That's Wolfgang Peterson. Born on this day or so, he claims. Pretty good stuff, man. Just none of those are like, look, I fanboy over enough directors. I don't think I need to add people. Born on this day in 1948. How about Billy Crystal? There were very few bigger than Billy Crystal, y'all. I'd say between, what are we talking, 85 and 95? That's the decade of Billy Crystal. I mean, my God, this dude was everywhere, from hosting the Oscars to starring in blockbusters to establishing himself as one of the earliest stars of the rom-com genre. Ugh. Billy Crystal also. Billy Crystal also. What am I? Billy Crystal also, and I say this with all sincerity, Billy Crystal, in my mind, normalized the idea of homosexuality. Now, Billy Crystal is not a homosexual, but Billy Crystal played Jody Dallas on the show Soap, which was a primetime satire of daytime soap operas. It was called Soap. Billy Crystal played a gay character on television named Jody Dallas, and he was gay, and everybody was like, mean to him because it was the 1970s. But his portrayal was of the smartest, the most decent, and the kindest of all the characters. And as a little kid watching this, all I knew was what the drunk old men, hey, look at that gay guy, hey, what that's like. Like, that was the only influence that my young eye had about gay. And I thought, well, gay is bad, gay equals bad. And then suddenly I see Jody Dallas on Soap, and he's like really funny. And I'm like, this character's funny. And I'm like, but wait, he's gay. Wait, do I not like him because he's gay? Those are the little tiny incremental things that culture does over the course of a lifetime that really does influence. People don't like that culture influences the way people think. It never liked it, going all the way. It was always a problem, and it's a problem today. Thus, we have the culture wars. Thank you. Happy birthday to Billy Crystal. He ain't really done. Did Billy? Okay, so here's the question for Billy Crystal. Did he retire gracefully, or did he just not able to get things? I think he retired gracefully. You know why? Because Billy Crystal doesn't have 10 movies in the last 20 years that were low budget. Oh, he's just doing this for the paycheck, right? There's not a great body of evidence of that, right? Okay, Billy Crystal, happy birthday. Born on this day in 1948. Born on this day in 1976. All right, here's one of them guys. He's a them guy actor who I really believe at some point in the not too distant future is going to elevate himself to a leading man status. It is Corey Stoll's birthday, ladies and gentlemen. Do y'all know who Corey Stoll is? Well, let me show him to you, because he's that guy. You're going to see him and you're going to be like, oh yeah, I know that dude. That's the dude from, and then just fill in the blank because he's been in everything. Ladies and gentlemen, Corey Stoll. I love this actor. He's good in everything. Played Mike Prince on Billions. That's, I think, most recently. Before that, he was in House of Cards. He played the drunk congressman or senator or whatever who was, hiding a scandal that Kevin Spacey's character found out about. He was also in, The Strain. I don't know if you ever saw The Strain. It was a vampire series on FX. He's been in a bunch of movies. Corey Stoll, I love him. He's cool. He's definitely a modern that guy actor. There he goes, Corey Stoll. Born on this day, year of our Lord. What year? 1976. Born on this day in 1988. Happy birthday to Steph Curry. Born on this day in, hold on. Sorry. Born on this day in 1988, Steph Curry. Born on this day in 1997, Simone Biles. Steph Curry, of course, is the Golden State Warriors, superstar basketball player, seemingly a decent dude. Simone Biles, gymnast, Olympic medal, gold medal. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I don't. First, I'm not really into gymnastics. I mean, it's cool. If it's the Olympics and it's on and it's for a medal or something, I'll be like, I'll watch this, kind of cool. But I don't follow it. I don't know who's who. In this country, we make gymnast superstars. I don't know. I know one. I know Mary Lou Retton. I know Carrie Strug. That's it. I mean, and then I know that there's a whole bunch of other ones. And there are Gabby Douglas. Isn't that one? And I know, of course, Simone Biles. I know her. Simone Biles having a birthday today. Here's really why I know Simone Biles. I know her most notably because she's married to Jonathan Owens, a safety who my Bears just acquired. So welcome to Chicago, Simone Biles. Maybe you were born there. I don't know where she's from. I have no idea. All right, that's going to do it for birthdays. Now let's move on to the deads. Let's talk about people who died, okay? Oh, wait a second. Looks like we're celebrating something. Adam Moran is posting up with a milestone. 7.82 miles in the book. Got a slightly more forgiving 4.7 miles left to get home. I rode down to the Lake Louisville Bridge from my house, just over 6 miles. Look at him go, ladies and gentlemen. Adam getting himself healthy for them little kids he's got. Woo. That ain't motivation. I don't know what is. Good for you, kid. You keep grinding. All right, let's move on. Deads. These are the people who've died. These are the people who've died. We like to decide whether they went to heaven or hell based on our understanding of their accomplishments here in the life. And I call it the life because that's what we're all doing. We're all living the life. Dead on this day in 1883, a complicated one. All right, this is a complicated one because this is somebody that I studied extensively in college. Somebody who I first was introduced to in high school by a man named Virgil Krapowskis. He was he was in charge of the history department at my school, and he was a Russian exile. His family was accused of cooperating with the Nazis. And he talked all about it in class. He would give these long speeches. We had to come to America because Stalin was going to kill us. And he's like, we had to run to the Nazis, and the Nazis put us in a camp. And then from there, after the war, our family was sent to America because his dad was like some big history guy, like a professor or something. Anyway, point is this: he would explain that his family had to make a hard choice between staying in the Soviet Union under Stalin, whom his family viewed as worse than Hitler, because Stalin was their everyday boogeyman. And Hitler was just this other bad guy so they made that choice. And they ended up in America. And anyway, it was Mr. Krapowskis who offered our class some of the most interesting debates regarding the guy who died on this day, Karl Marx. That's right, Marxism. He wanted us to understand who Karl Marx was. And he did this in a really interesting way. He did like 2 days of this is what Karl Marx was really about, and this is what people don't get. And then he did 2 days of this is what these kinds of policies lead to, and this is why we ran from the Soviet Union. It was so well balanced and so fascinating that to this day, I don't really have, like, the average person on the street who doesn't really know what Marxism is or what the Communist Manifesto was, because understand that this stuff didn't exist in practicality when he wrote it. It was his vision of a utopian world where everybody got together. Now, people took that Communist Manifesto and actually turned it into a political thing that we all are like, blah, blah, blah. Karl Marx, heaven or hell, he was just a philosopher and a historian. He wasn't a politician. He wasn't a ruler or anything like that. Just a dude who wrote about stuff he thought about. And through his thinking, he seemed to really care about human beings. Like, he actually seemed to care. Now, what has happened with this original thought, this philosophical cornerstone of who Marx is, what has happened is it's been retranslated and reinterpreted and used as a political bludgeon against people. And it's just, I don't know. But here's the bottom line on Karl Marx. Does he go to heaven or hell? He was an atheist. He didn't give a shit either way. So let's just go ahead and put him in hell, because honestly, I think if we held it to a popular vote, most people are like, he's got to go to hell. I'm like, oh, whatever. Karl Marx, there you go. We sent him to hell. Even though I wouldn't suggest reading the Communist Manifesto. I'm not saying Pugs try to turn people into communists. No, that is not what a normal thinking person would do after reading the Communist Manifesto. What a normal person would do is they'd read it and they go, there's some good points in there, but I could see how it wouldn't work in the society that we have here. You can read it without being a communist. You can read it because you're interested in learning shit. But he was an atheist as well, so he didn't care. But we're putting him in hell. All right. Let's see here. Also dead on this day, Susan Hayward. Susan Hayward was an old-timey actress. And so what we like to do with the old-timey actresses is we like to pull up some pictures of them, and we determine if they're modern hot or not. I don't. Susan Hayward, everybody thought she was gorgeous. Everybody's like, Susan Hayward, she's a sex symbol, before they had the word sex symbol. So let's check her out. Let's see what we're dealing with the old Susan Hayward, because I can't picture her. Can you? All right, here we go. Susan Hayward. All right, here she is, ladies and gentlemen. Dead on this day, Susan Hayward. Yeah, why not? Yeah, she's got that bad hair. Like, hair was so bad back then, right? They had like 3 haircuts for girls, and they were all like a variation of this. Let's see anything else. Look at her there. All right, small. Okay. All right, she's pretty. She's got sort of, those cow doe eyes. Ooh, look at her, Susan Hayward being sultry. Cute. I don't know. But that's, you know what? We're not going to look at this one because it's been colorized. And that can change everything. Susan Hayward, terrible haircut. Susan Hayward, hot redhead there. She's hot. She looks hot. She looks like a hot MILF here, right? And that's the thing about women of this era. They all look 36. They all look 36. She could be like 19 here. But I don't know. It's the haircut. It's the makeup. They all look 36. Look at right there. That's a little bit of Jane from Mad Men, huh? Pretty. All right. I think. Oh, look at that. Look at those eyes. She's beautiful. There you go. Susan Hayward has been determined to be modern hot. Modern hot, even though she was a movie star back in the 1920s. Now, on to the bigger question. Where does Susan Hayward, dead on this day, back in 1975, where does she go, heaven or hell? Class, say it with me. She goes to hell because she's an actress. Because all actresses go to hell. All actresses get banished to hell. All football coaches get banished to hell with an evolving policy on pro football coaches, because there seems to be some different kind of pro football coaches coming in. Like, I wouldn't just out of hand put Mike McDaniel in hell, because he seems to have sort of this new sort of outlook. Football coaches go to hell because they're historically dicks. They're just historically petty, ego-driven dummies. I'll give you an example. Yesterday, my son and I, he's got an interest in SMU. So we were watching the 30 for 30 SMU documentary called Pony XS, about how SMU got the death penalty. And there was one scene where back from 1981 or 82 or something, whenever this was going on, Collins, this was after Meyer had left. So this was Coach Collins. He's talking to the local Dallas press, and he's talking about how a player... No, you know what? I just realized that this is the Fab Five documentary that I was watching, and this was Bill Frieder. Okay, forget about the SMU stuff. This was a documentary on the Fab Five, the Michigan Wolverines 5 freshmen. It was Bill Frieder who was talking about Juwan Howard, how on the day that he signed his letter to commit, his grandmother died. And Bill Frieder, the coach, was, and again, this is basketball, so it kind of changes it, but he's still dumb. Anyway, it bugged me because he was talking to the media back in 1980, whenever, 89 or something, I guess in the case here. And he said, Juwan was really upset. He was uncontrollably sorrowful. And I'm like, uncontrollably sorrowful? That's not how you say it. It's inconsolably, right? It's inconsolable. He was trying to say inconsolably, but he said uncontrollably because he's a coach and they like to control. I don't know, whatever. Spent way too much time on that. But I was watching it and I went, God, the coaches are so dumb. Coaches are and just, you get Tommy Tuberville. Coaches are so dumb. They don't seem to know anything. They don't. Remember Tommy Tuberville thought that in vitro fertilization was the same as abortion. He didn't know what it was. He got that question all screwed up. They're dumb. All right. So anyway, Susan Hayward, she goes to hell. Because why? Because she's an actress. And we put all actresses and football coaches in hell. Dead on this day in 2018. Here's an interesting one. We were just talking about it being Einstein's birthday. It was Einstein's birthday. We talked about how history has been really good to him. Is history going to be the same to Stephen Hawking, who died on this day? I don't think so. Stephen Hawking. See, here's how I look at Stephen Hawking. You know what? Forget it. Here's what we're doing. I'm cleaning the slate here. I'm going to talk. All right, here we go. This is a stream of consciousness. So these are new, unfiltered thoughts on Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking is going to heaven. He's going to heaven. I'm sending him to heaven. I'm going to tell you why. Here's why he's going to heaven. Because that dude had a fucked up life. Whatever it was that put him in that chair that made him that sucks, man. You got to believe that when you see somebody like that, when you see somebody among us, the able-bodied, you see somebody going through that life struggle, and you call yourself a Christian, if you just don't automatically believe that they go to heaven for the price that they've paid here on earth, come on. Okay, so there you go. That's Stephen Hawking. However, the Epstein Island stuff is a little, but again, there are no credible sources on that. That seems very political. It seems very whatever. Stephen Hawking was involved in so many, as a fundraising guy for so many charities They put Stephen Hawking in front of everybody with $1 billion in the bank, and Stephen Hawking would be like, "You give some money to this," or what, however he talked. I don't know, computer, I guess. So the Epstein stuff. I mean, Epstein was known to donate to all these kinds of things. So I don't know. Look, whatever. Here's what I know: he's going to heaven because he paid the price. Come on, man. You wouldn't wish that kind of life on anyone. Stephen Hawking. Dead on this day in 2018, Einstein's birthday. Dead on this day in 2022, how about Scott Hall, wrestler? Razor Ramon, right? I think I got to put Scott Hall in hell. Now, in hell. Admittedly, I don't know a lot about Scott Hall. I mean, I know very little about wrestling. Not a big wrestling guy. Not since like puberty hit. I don't know. It was like before 12, I was really into wrestling. But then I just kind of went, I don't know, got into other things like British New Wave. Yeah, I don't know. I think British New Wave might have replaced wrestling for me around about 1984, something like that. But we'll put him in hell because apparently he had some problems. He was like a drug addict and he caused a lot of fights and there's been arrests and stuff like that. So Scott Hall, we're just gonna go ahead. We're gonna put you in hell. I don't know enough. We reserve the right to rescind that. You can appeal, I suppose. I don't know. All right, there we go. That's it. That's the first 3 quarters in the books today. It is now the time when I would remind you again, if you want to support the show with any kind of cash, you can drop a tip there in Cash App or Venmo. That's how we get through each and every month. That's how we've been doing this show, as we like to say, saying the quiet part out loud since 2021. It's because of you good, folks. So we leave this up now if you would like to help out the show. Just at any point, if you're so motivated, just don't let me stop you. All right, let's get into the things that are trending today, the big headlines, whatever it is. By the way, it has been a crazy morning. Admittedly, there are a couple of stories that are holdovers from yesterday. One that I'm going to spend a little time on today that broke after the show yesterday, so I wouldn't have done it yesterday anyway. But I'll tell you this. Typically, my goal is 12 stories. Like I like to do a top 10 plus 2 that are like, really good. So that's how I put the show together. When I'm finding stories, I like to try and find the 12 best. 12 best seems to get us to about the 2-hour market. Today, we're at 18. We have 18 today. So we're going to be a little bit quicker and we're going to run through them. But I promise you, all of these stories that are happening today, they're all fairly interesting. And hopefully I'll be able to make them more interesting. God, I'm hot. Hey, are you hot? Hold on, my kid's in the other room. Hey, are you hot? Oh God, I think he's asleep. Hold on, I gotta put I'll be right back. I just gotta put the air on. I am sweating like a pig. I shall return. All right, we're back. There you go. Yeah, now you're going to get to listen to that air conditioning blowing. It's going to be like summer again, just for a little bit. It is so humid. Oh, my goodness. The kid, the 14-year-old, enjoying spring break in the other room. I just cracked the door to see what's going on in there. He's still in his underwear. It's 12:49. It's spring break. He's 14. He's still in his underwear. He's passed out cold. He's got headphones on. He's got his phone open to one YouTube channel. And then he's got the big screen, the TV on a different YouTube channel. He is oblivious to it all. He is out cold. That's fine. He woke up at like 8 o'clock this morning. Of course, he fell asleep at like 9:45 last night. He's sleeping so much. That's normal. That's a kid on spring break, and quite frankly, he deserves it. He's working his ass off, man, every day. He's going into his sophomore year, and he wants to be brought up to varsity as a sophomore. He wants to play varsity football next year, and he thinks he's got a chance at it because apparently his school's varsity is losing their center, their 3-year starter at center. So they have a history, I guess. I don't know. I've been looking into it. But he's got a chance. He's got a really good chance of being brought up, and he's going to sit the bench, but that's okay. He still gets brought up to become a party, be a leader on that team by the time he's, a junior or a senior. So the way to do that, the way that we figure to make him, somebody that they have to look at is just to have him not only be able to play the center position for, 3 downs, but to also have him be just a wicked long snapper. So this kid, man, we've been doing hundreds of snaps a day, long snaps. And I got to tell you, he's getting good. Like just darts through his legs. And we're doing for distance because, I want him to get his speed up. So we're doing it from a deep distance, and then we're slowly bringing it in closer with the same force so that it has, I don't know. So if he wants to sleep in the middle of the day, that's fine, because we've been doing nothing but long snapping drills and place holding skills and all of that shit. Watching video, man, there are some wicked cool YouTube videos of long snappers. We were playing this montage of videos of high school long snappers, and I'm like, dude, this is where you got to get to. Some of these dudes are so good. I mean, we're talking like, just the balls are coming back at, like they're shot from a gun, literally shotgun. Like they are just shot from a gun with no end over end, no nothing. They're not lazy. They're just like darts. Some of them have absolutely amazing spin. Some of them have no spin, but they're just darts that come back. I don't know. My point is this. If he wants to take a nap in the middle of the day, he can, because we got about 100 more snaps to do this afternoon. And it's not me. I'm not Coach Dad. That's what's so amazing about this kid. It's not me. I'm not I'm sitting here. He'll poke his head out of the room and go, let's do some snaps. And we'll go out. We'll do some snaps. It's all him. That's something, man. His mom gave him that. This drive to be the absolute best at whatever it is that he's trying to do. God, did that come from his mom? That's his mom. His mom is as competitive and champion level mindset. Not me. I'm Dad. I was always like, this is supposed to be fun, right? We're having fun here. So he's got this nice mix of both, but boy, oh boy, is he determined. So that's enough. That's enough proud dad bullshit, right? It has been nice having him this entire week, though. The other thing, holy shit, any of you guys got 14-year-olds? Any of you guys have like 6 foot tall, 240-pound 14-year-olds? Do you know how much they eat? It's bigger than me. I know how much I eat, and I'm an old man. I'm not hungry much anymore. Old men, we 1 meal a day, we're good. Him, I swear to God, I was like counting in my head. I think he notched like 4,000 calories before 2 p.m. yesterday. I mean, but again, he's working hard. He's waking up and he's doing runs. He's trying to get faster. He's out there practicing his 40 time. Like, you're a center. It's not that important. It's all important. I'm like, okay. All right. I gotcha. Holy crap, though. Just whatever. He's going to work it off. Then, consume as many calories as you need. All right, where are we? Again, sorry. I lied. I said proud dad moment, but who's saying hi to Mark? Who's saying hi to Mark? Is Mark in the chat room? Is my old friend Sam, one of my favorite people, hanging out in the chat room with us today? I see him there from other shows. I never get a chance to say hi. Did we see Byron? Has Byron shown up? I had a message. I had a secret message for Byron, and I don't see him hanging out in the chat room today. All right. Oh, for crying out loud. Hold on. We got to take another quick break. I do apologize. The stream is being interrupted again. We will be right back, but that is a phone call that I must take. So we will be right back. I apologize. Whoop, no, got to put that there. We'll be right back. All right. Hi, Bill. Here's what's going to happen. We're going to have to end the show. I'm so sorry. But I didn't even get to any of the stuff that I prepared. So we'll end the show, and then we'll do it again later today at some point. Maybe an evening show. I don't know. I apologize for this. I told you there was going to be spring break interruptions, and one just came on. One that I was not expecting, but one that absolutely has to be taken care of by Dad. So I apologize. I hope you understand. Good Lord, I was rolling too today. Barney says, apparently I'm under a tornado watch and it isn't even raining. I know. I don't get what's going on with this weather. Some very weird stuff. Okay. So, how will we do this? Because I'm not going to let this entire day go to a waste. Maybe I'll get you on the ride home. Maybe a little drive time. Maybe during the storm. Maybe this evening. I do apologize. I got to do this. It's something that he's got to do. You know, he doesn't have. It's an opportunity. So I got to leave. And I love you guys. I hope you understand. We will be back, and I will run through all of today's hot topics and all that stuff at some point today. Guys, got to go. Love you. Bye.